We're bored with it. And to the point of the bullying allegations being more heavily featured in The Hollywood Reporter and Vanity Fair, there is a reference to the condescending way that Meghan treated people. But they said overall, Netflix's concern was her lack of experience and her inability to recognize what was going to work when it came to pushing product.
Meghan Markle is reportedly blaming Prince Harry for their Netflix disaster. And according to sources close to the situation, the Duchess allegedly feels her husband wasn't open to the showbiz world and failed to match her creative ambitions. If that sounds like trouble in paradise, wait until you hear what insiders are claiming about their meetings with Netflix executives, because the details are wild. And Harry has already called them categorically false. If you want to know what's really happening behind closed doors in Montecito, subscribe now and hit the notification bell. This story is unraveling fast, and the fallout could change everything.
So, yes, there is a meltdown. Yes, she is blaming Prince Harry. That's why he is struggling so much. That's why the scenes at the basketball were so awkward. But I mean, the reality is here, she only has herself to blame, right?
Let's start with the Variety bombshell that dropped this week. The entertainment publication spoke with 6 well-placed individuals who described the Sussex Netflix relationship as far from a fairy tale. And one of the most explosive claims involves what allegedly happens when Harry and Meghan sit down with executives. According to insiders, Meghan reportedly talks over or recasts Prince Harry's thoughts, sometimes while he is mid-sentence, during virtual and in-person meetings. But here's the detail that's raising eyebrows. Sources claim each interruption is allegedly preceded by a touch to the arm or thigh. Think about that for a moment. A physical gesture, then a verbal takeover, meeting after meeting. Harry immediately pushed back. He called the claim categorically false. His lawyer, Michael J. Kump, described it as calculated to play into the misogynistic characterization of her bossing her husband around. But the reports didn't stop there. According to another source speaking to Radar Online, there's a strong feeling within certain circles that Meghan is blaming everyone but herself for the couple's reported downturn with Netflix. And that allegedly includes her own husband. The perception is that rather than reassessing strategy, responsibility is being pushed outward, one insider claimed. They added that this reportedly includes Harry himself. And here's where it gets really interesting. The same source alleged that Meghan feels Harry wasn't as open to the showbiz world or aligned with her creative ambitions. In other words, she allegedly believes he held her back. Let that sink in. The man who walked away from the royal family for her. The man who wrote a tell-all memoir and did an Oprah interview that burned bridges across continents. According to these sources, Meghan allegedly feels he wasn't committed enough to Hollywood. The couple's lawyer has dismissed these reports as misleading. But the timing couldn't be worse. Just last week, Netflix announced it was divesting from Meghan's As Ever lifestyle brand. The streaming giant had served as a launch partner, helping to build the brand alongside her cooking show, With Love, Meghan. Now, they're stepping away. Netflix tried to downplay the split. Deals come and go all the time, Chief Content Officer Bella Bajaria said at the Next on Netflix event on March 18th. We don't renew so many deals, and those don't get as much press for obvious reasons, so there's no juicy story there. But insiders tell a different story. According to Variety's sources, Ted Sarandos and Bella Bajaria have reportedly grown fed up with the Sussex Pact. 3 insiders told the publication that the mood at Netflix regarding Harry and Meghan has shifted significantly. And the details about their working relationship are damaging. Sources claim that Meghan would sometimes disappear during Zoom calls with Netflix teams. When this happened, executives were allegedly informed that she was offended by something that was said. Meghan's lawyer pushed back on this too, noting that she works from home while caring for young children. Interruptions and the occasional need to mute or leave a video call are common for parents who work remotely, he explained. But the pattern of reports is becoming harder to dismiss. The Sussexes' perceived habit of selling repackaged versions of the same story about their exit from royal life has reportedly exhausted Netflix, according to Variety. And their failure to produce a single scripted project in nearly 6 years hasn't helped. Remember, this was supposed to be an entertainment empire.
The article we're going to go through is in the Daily Mail. It was published on March 6, and the title is Meghan Markle splits from Netflix and will take control of As Ever Jam brand months after streaming giant axed her lifestyle show amid scathing reviews. Now, I want to pause here because Meghan, in her interviews, especially the interview she did with Emily Chang for Bloomberg, she talks about how much agency she has over the brand.
When Harry and Meghan signed with Netflix in 2020, they had ambitions that stretched far beyond documentaries about their own lives. They planned to produce scripted and unscripted content for all ages. Films, series, stories that had nothing to do with the royal family. Instead, almost everything they've released has been about themselves. Harry and Meghan, Heart of Invictus, Polo. With Love, Meghan, the royal exit has been the product, and now that product appears to be running out of buyers. But here's where the blame game allegedly began. According to sources, Meghan's frustrations have at times extended to her husband. One insider claimed that she feels Harry didn't bring the right energy to their Hollywood ambitions. Another suggested she believes he wasn't fully invested in building the entertainment brand she envisioned. Harry, for his part, has remained publicly loyal. When asked about the Variety claims, he called them categorically false. His lawyer added that the characterization of Meghan as domineering plays into harmful stereotypes. But the couple's track record tells its own story. Since arriving in California in 2020, they've burned through 11 publicists in 5 years. Their most recent chief communications officer, Meredith Maines, resigned just before Christmas after what sources called the final straw, the Kardashian photo drama that erupted after Kris Jenner's birthday party. That saga alone deserves attention. Harry and Meghan attended the James Bond-themed bash at Jeff Bezos' mansion, mingling with A-listers like Kim Kardashian, Beyoncé, and Oprah. After the party, Kim and Kris posted photos including the Sussexes. Then those photos mysteriously disappeared. Sources close to Harry and Meghan claimed they had checked no on a photo consent form. The Kardashians denied any such form existed. Kim later called the situation silly and suggested the Sussexes realized too late that being seen partying on the dance floor ahead of Remembrance Day wasn't a good look.
We were told that it was totally cool to post, and then after it was posted, I think they realized it was Remembrance Day, and they didn't want to be seen at a party, even though it's already up, and then taken down. And then I think they realized, oh, this was so silly.
And they did baby to baby.
You just got to laugh at, the situation sometimes and just, lighten it up and if everyone's taking it the wrong way, lean in.
The fallout reportedly contributed to Mains's departure. One source described her as feeling manipulated. Another claimed she felt her clients were willing to throw her under the bus with fabricated stories. And that brings us back to Netflix. According to some insiders, Harry and Meghan now reportedly feel something isn't right about their streaming partnership. Royal journalist Rob Shooter reported that the couple is looking at their contract very carefully and may be considering legal action. They're looking at their contract very carefully, a source told Shooter. They feel something isn't right. The irony is almost too much. The couple who built their post-royal career on telling their own story now reportedly suspects that Netflix, their own partner, might be leaking information about them to the press. In the past, they allegedly blamed friends like the Beckhams for stories appearing in tabloids. Now, according to sources, their focus has shifted to the corporate boardroom. But here's what makes the blame situation so fascinating. If these reports are accurate, Meghan allegedly believes the Netflix problems stem partly from Harry not being open to the showbiz world. Meanwhile, Harry called the reports about their meeting dynamics categorically false. So either the insiders are wrong, or there's a significant gap between how each spouse views their partnership. And the evidence of tension keeps mounting. The original Netflix deal was reportedly worth around $60 million, though some reports put it as high as $100 million. In 2025, that exclusive arrangement was downgraded to a first-look deal, the same kind of transition the Obamas made after their exclusive partnership ended. The message was clear. Netflix was no longer betting big on Sussex content. They were hedging. 2 seasons of With Love, Meghan were released in 2025, along with a holiday special. Reviews were withering. Social media turned it into meme fodder. And now there's been no announcement of a 3rd season. Meghan's spokesperson told Variety that the show will continue as seasonal specials, but that sounds more like damage control than a triumphant renewal. Meanwhile, the couple's Archwell Productions has failed to get any scripted project off the ground. Remember Pearl, the animated series about a time-traveling girl who meets famous women throughout history? Scrapped. Development turnaround is common in Hollywood, but nearly 6 years without a single scripted production is remarkable. And according to sources, A-list talent and directors have been hesitant to work with the pair. Perceptions were shifting in the industry, Variety reported. Former United Talent Agency CEO Jeremy Zimmer captured the sentiment back in 2023. Turns out, Meghan Markle was not a great audio talent, or necessarily any kind of talent, he said at a conference in Cannes. Just because you're famous doesn't make you great at something. Those words reportedly stung, and the industry's skepticism hasn't faded. So where does the blame actually lie? If you believe the sources, Meghan allegedly feels Harry didn't support her vision strongly enough. She wanted Hollywood. He allegedly wasn't fully on board. If you believe Harry and his lawyers, the reports are categorically false and designed to play into sexist stereotypes about controlling women. And if you believe Netflix's public statements, everything is fine. Don't believe whatever you read, Bella Bajaria told reporters. Maybe we should all do a little fact-checking. But here's what we know for certain. The Sussex-Netflix relationship has been downgraded. The As Ever brand has lost its streaming partner. The cooking show's future is uncertain, and the couple has produced nothing scripted in nearly 6 years. Something went wrong. The only question is, who's responsible?
At the lake, they still don't have a cast, they don't have a script, they don't have a director. They throw so much spaghetti at the wall and they just hope something sticks, and nothing seems to. So of course Netflix don't want a public falling out, so they are saying, oh no, that's not true, that's not true. But there are 6 people that Variety magazine have interviewed. Now it's very clever how they did this, because as I said, they allowed Meghan and Harry's lawyer to push back under each paragraph, which still enabled them.
Their original Netflix deal was supposed to establish them as entertainment moguls. Instead, it may have exposed the limits of their appeal outside the royal orbit. And if Meghan is truly blaming Harry for that outcome, as sources claim, then the foundations of their partnership may be shakier than anyone realized. The man who gave up everything for her. The woman who allegedly feels he didn't give up enough for Hollywood. That's a story even Netflix couldn't have scripted. So what do you think? Is Meghan really blaming Harry for their Netflix problems? And whose fault do you think it actually is? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and share this video, because this story is far from over.